Okay, so in this video, this is for the master case review to see everything that you got from an entire master case. So that would be 4 inner cases, so 6 boxes per case, so 24 boxes total. Okay, so this is from a sealed case, and again, just as a disclaimer, this is not probably all master cases. There might be some slight differences, especially when it comes to the higher rarities. But for some of the lower rarities, it seems like it's pretty set for the printing compared to like set one. So starting off, in the description below too, I'll have the breakdown of what you like, the different rarities you can get per box within a case, and then the amount of rarities that at least I got for my master case. Okay, so in the description below, again, I'll have those numbers so that way you can see that as well. Because I won't be covering like individual boxes of like what you get in each one, but rather like for the whole, for like within a case and a master case, since those are probably numbers that you're less likely to see. Because a lot of times, especially when it comes to opening this much product, sometimes you don't get a chance to look at all of the like individual cards to see like any patterns or anything. And then there is a slight problem with like this set from like set 1-2 where boxes are probably kind of mappable. Like usually the higher rarity cards are either like on the left or the right side. So if you are buying single packs, just make sure to be careful about that. Hopefully it's make sure it's a trusted seller. Okay. But the first thing you want to start with is, again, each box comes with the box top promo of Daijinki. So again, you get 1 per box. So within a case, again, you get 6 of these. So for, again, the individual number of 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, etc., like foils, I'll go over, will be in the description below. But then for like so for a full master case, or for just one case, usually you'll get about 5 of each of the different 4 stars. Okay, so there are a few extra that you'll get around. So like some of them you'll get like 6, but most of the time it's pretty accurate to 5. So like with this one, I had 6 for the paladin, but again, usually you get about 5 of each of the 4 stars, at least for the normal versions of them. So again, this is not counting the 4-star legends. So again, sometimes there are a few that you want to get like the duplicate of, but again, usually it's pretty consistent that you do get 5. So none of them had like anything less than the 5. So at least you get those. For the higher rarities, for at least the 4 stars, you get at least 1 of each of the 17 different ones. So again, 4 from each of the 4 main races, and then you get 1 from the X Vader. So again, usually you'll get at least 1 of each of the high rarity 4 stars, and then you'll get 7 extra. So there's like, again, you'll have 1 of each, and then you'll have 1 extra of 7 different, or at least it could be the same, but you'll get 7 extra. So like with this one, I have like an extra Mikage. This one I have an extra Stratus. And then for the high rarities ones, again, the difference between this set and like set 1 is that the cards are actually slightly textured on the high rarity cards. So it's actually hard to like kind of like flip through because they have this like sheen or gloss that you can see. Whereas if you take like the normal version, you'll see how much more glossy it looks compared to. So this is the one on the left is the high rarity, and the one on the right is the lower rarity. It's actually a lot easier to see in person versus like on the camera, but there is a slight texture difference. So like this one is a lot more texture, so it's a little bit harder to like slide, especially when sorting through cards. And might want to be careful because these might be able to scratch pretty easily. So just be careful when you are handling the high rarity. So they also have a feel to it, like the surface is a little different too, which is nice compared to like the first set one where it was like really hard to tell the difference. But again, sometimes the full art is not super like different compared to other versions. Okay, so like a lot of times it's usually just like the border gets like extended to the bottom still. So it's very slight differences, but it's mostly the texture feel for at least for this set. And then, of course, for there are set ratios for the Uber legends as well as the regular legends within a whole case. So again, it's still the 2 legends per box, and one legend uber per box. So you still get the same number of legends as you did in like set 1. The only difference is that this one only has 3 different legends. So just one thing to note too for those that may not know. So on the actual this is from the back of the box. It tells you there is actually 4 legends, but that's actually incorrect. So for those that may not know, one of the cards for Wonderverse, which is the Pink Nation, is Flying Spaghetti Monster. So apparently there was something where they probably couldn't print it, maybe because of the religious aspects of it, and they like to censor those type of things. So there's also a promo version of it coming out that's actually been changed to Schrodinger. So like the cat from the first set, the event that lets you swap out cards. That one has become our Flying Spaghetti Monster, but it's not actually in this set. Okay, so there's actually only 3 legends. But this was probably printed, like all the packaging was probably printed way before they had to like make the decision to probably cut it. Okay. But again, so like within a case, you'll get 2 of each of the 3 different legend in uber rare, and then again you'll get about 4 each of the different legends in regular versions. Okay. These legends aren't like super great, so they'll probably be pretty cheap in price, especially since you get so many of them per box, and again you only need like 1 or maybe 2 if you want to put them in like different, if you have multiple decks. But even then, I would probably wait on the prices, because right now prices are probably pretty high, just because again the set is brand new, and people are just trying to scoop it up, and even like boxes are slightly going up in price because there's just a little slight scarcity to them. But then moving on to the different foils for the high rarity stuff. So there is a slight difference from the original set, where there was a little bit more randomness to the between whether or not you got different Ubers or if you got foil rulers. But for this one, it's pretty set, where within a whole case, so 6 boxes, if it's at least a sealed case, you'll get 2 rulers. Okay? So 2 foil rulers within your case, whereas like with set 1, sometimes it was you got a ruler, you got either 2 rulers, or you could get a ruler and then you would get like a 3-star uber. But for this set, each case is guaranteed 2 foil rulers. So for this master case, I got at least 1 of each foil ruler for both male and female, and then I ended up with a duplicate of the Legion female as well as the Berserker male. Okay. So again, you get 2 of these per case. So and then the 3-star uber is different from this one, like compared to set 1. So for 3-star uber, so the one thing about the ubers in this set is that to me it actually is a little bit harder to read. Like even just for me trying to figure out like the different numbers was really hard to look at. But for this set, or in set 1, there was 4 different uber rares for 3 stars variants, but in this one there's a total of 9, so 2 from each nation and then 1 from the Excavator side. So for the Volnar, you have Chimerala, and then again there's 3-star uber rares per case. Okay, so 2 boxes. So this is like the random chance like for foil. So either everything else is pretty standard, except the only difference between boxes will be you'll either get like a 3-star uber rare, or you'll get a ruler. And then at the and the last slot, because again there's 6 boxes, is that each case it looks like it guarantees you at least 1 of the 3 different secret rares that we'll go over at the end. So for Volnar, you have Chimera, so you get at least 1 of each within a master case of the 9 different ones, and you get a few duplicates of some of the other ones. And then the other Volnar card you have is the My Soul Forsaken. So again, sometimes to me it's a little bit harder to read, especially like the smaller text. So for the Ubers, to me this is more of like a collection purposes rather than playing. But again, I know some people like the high rarity aspect of it. Then for the Atlas, you have the Jabberwocky for the A7, as well as Valerie for the second card for the Atlas. For the Yomajin front, you have Xiantian, as well as the Rite of Soul's Purification for your different Uber rares for that faction. And then for Wonderverse, you have the Elite Agent. Sorry, I know it's a little bit hard to see because of the foiling and the lighting. And then you get, as well as the Futuristic 4, okay? For the second card for Wonderverse for 3-star. And then the last one is Haster for the Excavator, is your Uber version for the 3-star. I keep thinking this card is a 4-star, so like if you watched my last video when I did my box opening, I confused this card for like a 4-star high rarity that version. So just to make note that one, I did make a correction for that one. And then for the Uber rares for 4-stars, so with set 1, the Uber rares were all like clumped, and the rulers were all clumped into like one slot. So like that one slot could be either a 4-star Uber, you could get a 3-star Uber, or you could get like a 4 ruler. But in this set, probably because of the reduction of like Flying Spaghetti Monster, or maybe just they want to improve the number of Uber rares, they actually increase it where you guarantee get one 4-star Uber rare per box. Okay, so within a case you'll get 6, and then within a whole master case you get 24, which means that you will get, at least for mine, I did get one of each Uber rare, or at least one of each 4-star in Uber rare, and then as well as you'll end up with, I believe, for Ubers you get a few extra. I forget the exact number for the Uber rares, but again, so we'll go through them so you can get a chance to see them. Again, it may not be like the best picture quality. And again, there are a few of them that you want to get duplicates of. I believe there are a few that you do want, like especially for those that like collect for like high rarity purposes, like they want to actually play them in the deck. There are a few that you would probably want, like this card is actually not too bad to get multiples of if you are playing. For those that like Alice, you know, they just want to collect Alice's. This is probably one of the, to me, this one is probably one of the worst ones to pull like duplicates out, just because like I'm not a big fan of this card, but again, it is playable. And even like for me, I'm not actually a big Yoma Jin front player, so that's like getting duplicates of some of these Ubers, like to me are not like the greatest. Even like Daijinki, because he is the box topper, this one is one of the more, like, one of the Ubers you probably don't want to pull. Dodomageddon, this is probably the one, again, like I mentioned in my other video, this is probably going to be the most expensive normal card in the set, as well as for like high rarity, but then for like, as well as maybe Uber, but for like other cards there might be some higher ones, but this is probably will be the more sought after because of how powerful it is. So again, it was unfortunate that this is one of the ones I didn't get a duplicate of. So again, these are just the different ones, and again, you get so many duplicates of the Uber 4-stars. Okay, and then before we move on to the secrets, I just wanted to go over a few things for foils, so especially for those that like to foil out their decks. We'll start with the 1-star. So within a whole case, so if you buy a sealed case, again, I'll have the breakdown of the numbers for like a regular box of how many of each foils you get. So like for 1-star and 2-star foils. But you'll notice because there is no, because we didn't get the starter deck with this set, they didn't put the starter deck as foils, which is a good thing, because otherwise it would be like super expensive since the starter deck is not out yet for starter deck 3 and 4. But because there is a reduced number of total 1-stars for the set, it's actually a lot easier to get foils of the 1-stars compared to like with set 1, where you know, there was like 80 something different 1-stars and you only got like 60 within a case, which means you didn't even get like guaranteed one of each. Whereas like with this set, you get at least one of each 1-star foil, and you do get some duplicates, but like it's not like super varied. But each of the 4 cases, each had at least one copy of each of the different 1-stars from this set. So for those that like if you buy a master case and you like want to make like a full foil you know, set of like all 1-stars and 2-stars, it's actually a lot easier, which means the foils will probably be a little cheaper, which is probably a good thing. And so that way the game is not like super expensive, especially if you want to foil out. And as I did mention, they are slightly foiled to, or they're different foil than the other one, whereas set 1 had like that flat foil, but this one has similar to the High Rarity. So like all High Rarities now, at least in this set, have this kind of like sheen to it. So they are slightly textured, so it is sometimes hard to like, you know, like we're just doing like stuff like this, we're trying to push them back together. It feels like it could scratch each other, so you just want to be careful. And then for 2 stars, you get at least 2 of each, because again, there's only 26 in this set, and because of how much you get per box, you get guaranteed at least 2 of each of the different 2 stars per box, or sorry, per case. So again, it's really good. One thing I did notice though, out of the 6 or the 4 different cases, I only had 1 card that was like damaged out of the box, which is actually this card. So you'll notice there's a slight, right where my finger is, you'll see there's a slight line underneath his like chin and above the glass, but you don't see it on this one. So this is probably a mark from the machine when it like printed the card, but because of that, it also doesn't even feel like there's a scratch in it. So that's why I'm concerned with like this foiling, because of the texture. It's actually really easy to scratch, so just be careful with these foils. But again, because this one you get, you know, 2 per case, I end up with like 8, so I only need like 4, so it's actually not too bad. But then like it just feels bad that, you know, if you get like one of the cards that you wanted and then it's like scratched. Like for me, I don't like playing with like damaged cards, so for some people that might be kind of bad. So again, you get 2 of each of the 2 stars anyway, for each of the different nations. And then for 3 stars, for like the normal version, so again, this is like the normal foiling that we had in like set 1, you get at least 8 within a whole case. You get at least 8 of the normal ones. So again, there's a few that you'll have like 9 of, but it's usually 8 to 9 within a whole case of the different 3 stars. Okay. So I won't go through all of those, since we'll go through the high rarity versions of them. So again, just like all the other high rarities, they have this light texture. I do like that the borders have this, especially like for Volnar, it looks kind of like goldish, you know, type of sheen to it. But for the high rarity versions for 3 stars within a whole case, so again 6 boxes, you will get at least 2 of each of the high rarity version, and you get about, I think, 2 extras like thrown in that will be like randomly in there. There was it's pretty consistent that you do get 2 of each. However, 1 out of my 4 cases did have it where I only ended up with like 1 Xiantian. But again, I don't expect these to be like super expensive, just because of how much you can get per box or within a whole case, and because of how many people are like breaking product, and you may not need, you know, like all of them. Okay, so with that, we'll move on to the last part, which is the secret rares. So there's a total of 3 secret rares in this set. So the first one is the Berserker version of with a monkey on it. And again, these are slightly textured too, kind of like the high rarity versions. But again, for the 3 different versions, 3 different secrets you can get, I have Berserker. You have the Jenny Barbie. Okay, so the alternate art. So there's a normal version of it. And then you also have the Herbalist. Okay. So for, again, like I had mentioned earlier, you do get 1 secret per case. Okay, so it means 1 in every 6 boxes. You know, in sealed cases, you will have 1 secret in there. So again, for the random slot of foils, so you can either get, out of the 6 boxes, you'll get 2 foil rulers, 3 3-star foil uber rares, and then you'll get 1 secret rare. So like when you're opening your box, if you end up pulling either the secret rare, the 3-star uber rare, or the ruler, that's your main hit slot from your box, at least, or at least the main ones. But you still have like the 4-star uber, as well as the different legends and uber legends. But for this one, so within a sealed master case, I'm going this is only my assumption because again I only opened one master case. That maybe people who have opened sealed master cases can probably maybe let you know as well. But you probably get my guess is you'll probably get at least one of each, and then maybe you'll get one duplicate of any of the three. Maybe it'd be like maybe you get a duplicate of either Jenny Barbie or you get a duplicate of Herbalist, because it would feel bad to kind of get like a duplicate of a Berserker, since like player wise you only really need one. Even for like the Herbalist you probably only maybe need one or maybe two, because again its effect is a once per turn, or sorry, once per game. There's not like a high need to get multiple of these, but for like me personally, just for like collection purposes, because it is not like a legend, I'm probably going to try to get at least a play set. But again, I do wish this card was like, I mean, I guess I'm not mad it's not a legend, because if it was like a legend, it would feel bad to take up a legend slot. But it does feel kind of bad like that it's, that they made a secret rare or something that, you could play a 4 of, or more than one at least. Whereas like with the first set with the Magvaris one, it was a legend. And even if it wasn't that good, at least you only need like one of it for like collection purposes, for like building like any types of decks. But then even like Jenny Baby, you could get multiples of. But again, because it is a regular card in the set, to me, that's not a big issue. So again, these are the 3 different secret rares that you get or the 3 different secrets that are in this set. Okay. So with that, that's actually all for the video, and I have still a lot of sorting to do. So like even just like sorting and counting out the different number of 1 stars and 2 stars for like all the like different cards for the Ubers, 1 stars, and like all of the foils here took like forever. And I still have to sort through like all of these commons per box, just so I can start building up my sets, and then like making sets so like if friends want to get in there as well. Okay. So again, thank you for watching, and I will probably, when we get the next set, I'll probably do something similar where I'll do like a box opening, and then we'll do a case review. But again, lastly, if you want, I'm gonna have the numbers for breakdowns of the different number of foils you get per box, per case, as well as per master case. Okay? So again, that'll be in the description below. So thank you for watching.